Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever just opened an app for 1 second and suddenly 30 minutes are gone?
Oh, absolutely. Or more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or maybe an hour. Or, dare I say, even longer. You were definitely not alone. Today we're diving into the sneaky, often unconscious ways our digital lives hijack our time.
It's a huge topic right now.
It really is. Our source material for this deep dive comes from some compelling excerpts from The Scroll Trap, Digital Time Warps, and we're specifically focusing on something the author calls the law of just checking time warps. So our mission today is to truly understand the mechanics behind this, well, this incredibly common modern phenomenon, why it's so pervasive, and maybe most importantly, what it means for how you manage your precious hours.
And what's fascinating here is how universal this experience is, and how this law really explains the underlying mechanisms at play.
It feels so relatable.
It really does. We're going to give you a clear breakdown of a truly impactful concept that I think touches nearly everyone with a digital device these days.
It's just so easy to fall into this trap, isn't it? The source offers such a sharp definition right off the bat. It calls, I'll just check one thing, that phrase, the digital age's most seductive and destructive self-deception.
Seductives is the right word.
Yeah, it emphasizes how what starts as a completely harmless intention, just glance at a screen, so easily evolves into a full-blown time warp. What makes it so destructive, though, in your view?
Precisely. The source makes it clear that a single tap or scroll can trigger this cascade of distractions. They're so seamlessly interconnected that your brain literally loses all sense of time.
A cascade, yeah.
There's a direct quote that really resonates. The moment you say, just for a second, your schedule starts unraveling. It just highlights how quickly an innocent moment can become this prolonged diversion. It's almost like digital quicksand.
Digital quicksand, I like that.
Yeah.
But how does this magic trick actually work? Because it feels like magic sometimes. The source breaks it down beautifully, reveals it's not random at all. There are, 4 key components at play here, right?
Yes, exactly. 4. And understanding these is absolutely crucial to grasping the full picture. So first we have the Microtask gateway effect.
Okay.
This is where a small, really low-effort task like, say, checking one notification acts as a mental gateway drug. It just opens the door to deeper engagement.
So it feels harmless because it's tiny.
Precisely. It's the seemingly innocent entry point that tricks your brain into thinking, oh, this is just one tiny step.
So it's the sheer tininess of the initial ask that's the danger. Like a Trojan horse of digital engagement, then.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And following right on from that, there's the interruption cascade.
Cascade again.
Yes, because one click truly does lead to another. It breaks your original focus loop and triggers a whole series of mental reorientations that, crucially, prevent you from returning to your initial task.
So it's not just getting sidetracked.
No, it's being actively rerouted from your original intention.
That's a powerful distinction. It means the system isn't just passive, it's like actively pulling you away.
Indeed. Then, the third component, we see timeline detachment drift.
Timeline detachment drift.
Okay. Basically, digital platforms are actually engineered often to blur time perception.
Yeah.
Without those physical cues around you to ground you, your mind kind of detaches from chronological awareness and time just slips away.
You don't notice the clock.
Right. Think about how many apps, they hide the clock or make it less prominent. Sometimes it feels like they're built to make you lose track of time.
It's so clear when you put it like that. It really is. And finally, the fourth one.
Finally, and this one is perhaps the most powerful, there's the reward dopamine loop.
Dopamine. We hear a lot about that.
Yes, each new post, each video, each alert, it delivers a micro reward, little hit of dopamine, and that fuels compulsive continuation, often under the illusion that you're being productive or even just resting.
So it's not just about pleasure then, is it? It's almost a trick of the mind. We think we're being productive or maybe getting a needed break, but we're just feeding this cycle that traps us further. That's the really insidious part, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It cleverly exploits our brain's natural reward system against us, in a way.
Wow. Okay, that breakdown of the mechanisms is incredibly clear. It really makes me wonder, given these powerful forces at play, are there specific situations where we're, most vulnerable? Like, when is the just checking trap most likely to spring?
That's a great question. And yes, the source points out that this law tends to emerge under very specific conditions. One common one is an initial desire to escape boredom, maybe? or perhaps to delay work, procrastinate a bit.
Or just take a quick break, you think?
Or just take what you intend to be a short break, exactly. It also requires immediate access to a smartphone, tablet, or a browser. The tools are always right there, aren't they? Always inviting.
Always within reach.
Another crucial factor is when there's no pressing deadline looming or maybe no one watching your behavior. That gives you a sense of unmonitored freedom.
Right, no accountability in that moment.
Precisely. And finally, you're definitely most vulnerable during low willpower moments. Think early morning before your brain's fully engaged, late at night when you're winding down, or even, that post-meal slump when you just want to switch off for a bit.
That makes perfect sense. I recognize those moments. So with all of this information about how it works and when we're susceptible, what does this all mean for us, the people actually caught in this trap? What are the telltale signs, maybe, that listeners might recognize in their own behavior?
Well, the symptoms are remarkably consistent across people. You'll notice that 5 minutes turning into 45, maybe even longer, without any conscious awareness of the time passing.
Like a classic sign.
The classic, yeah. Another very common one is suddenly realizing you've completely forgotten why you opened the app in the first place. That signifies a total loss of your original intent. Haven't we all? Many people also report feeling mentally foggy or sort of overstimulated after emerging from these content loops. It's almost like a digital hangover.
A digital hangover, yes.
Yeah.
I can definitely relate to that feeling. Is there anything from the source that explains why these symptoms feel so universal, like it's a collective modern experience?
Well, they are universal because the underlying mechanisms we just talked about, the gateway effect, the cascade, the dopamine, they're designed to tap into fundamental human psychology. It works on pretty much everyone.
Makes sense.
And the source then provides some really vivid, everyday examples that bring this more abstract concept into sharp focus, make it really concrete.
They're almost painfully familiar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tell us about some of these common scenarios from the source.
Okay, so think about opening Instagram just to reply to one message, right? And then somehow you end up watching random reels for half an hour.
You're guilty?
Or checking one news alert on your phone, and then you find yourself reading 6 completely unrelated articles down some rabbit hole.
The radical effect.
Exactly. Another classic is opening YouTube for a specific tutorial, something useful, then getting pulled into hours of auto-played content you never, ever intended to watch.
Oh, that YouTube one hits home. I swear I opened it for a quick car repair tutorial last week, and like an hour later I was watching videos about competitive marble racing.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Competitive marble racing. Okay, that's a new one.
No regrets. It was fascinating, but definitely a time warp. And who hasn't tried Googling just a quick fact and emerged 40 minutes later inexplicably deep into, I don't know, celebrity trivia or something completely random?
That happens so easily.
It really does. The source even gives some common sayings and nicknames that show just how ingrained this phenomenon is in our collective experience. Things like one scroll leads to another, or the internet eats minutes like candy, maybe swipe now, regret later.
Those capture it perfectly.
Yeah. And it offers some fantastic nicknames too. The digital black hole, scroll trap syndrome, and my favorite, the infinite loop lie. They just perfectly capture that feeling of being pulled in, don't they?
You really do. It's truly remarkable how consistent these observations are across so many different people. It just underscores the deep impact of this law of just check-in time warps. The source summarizes it beautifully, actually. It calls it a cautionary principle of modern attention, saying, time isn't stolen, it's traded willingly for distraction.
Oof. Traded willingly. That's sharp.
It is. It reiterates that profound implication. What begins as just a harmless glance often ends with disorientation and, well, lost hours.
Yeah.
And it leaves us with a truly powerful final statement, I think. Because in the digital landscape, just one more scroll is the new form of time travel without a return ticket.
Wow. No return ticket.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? And it raises an important question.
So, knowing that every just-checking moment can be a one-way trip, how might you choose to redefine your digital interactions from now on? Something to think about. Thank you for diving deep with us today.